When Steve Jobs was lying on his deathbed, the biggest regret that he had was not taking care of himself. On this channel, I've made numerous videos talking about how to make more money, how to learn more skills, how to take up more side hustles, how to start businesses. But one thing that I have left out for the most part is physical fitness, is your mental well-being. And that is what I want to tackle in this video. I have invited Anubhav to talk about his own journey of attaining physical fitness and exactly what he would tell you if you are just getting started as a beginner. Make sure that you watch till the end, hit the like button and subscribe, and let's get into this video to learn about physical fitness from Anubhav. Anubhav, thank you so much for joining me here for this video, and how are you doing there, bro?
I'm well, Ishan. Thank you so much for having me. Second appearance on your podcast, hopefully even better this time.
Yep, definitely. So the whole idea of making this video is to spread more awareness about physical fitness, because I recently joined the gym and I've been trying to just get better with my health. So tell me a little bit about your own journey and how has physical fitness made you better in life, in other areas in your life, basically?
Dude, it's been one hell of a journey. You know, for the first 25 years of my life, I joke about this. Every single day was either a cheat day or a rest day. Or you could say, you know, a cheat day and a rest day. Every single day, मैं Taco Bell खाता था, क्या नहीं खाता था, pizza, that was my diet. But then, you know, this was about like 2 years after having graduated college, I realized that my lifestyle wasn't quite sustainable. Like the way I was treating my body wasn't quite sustainable. Not to mention the fact that, you know, I was really inspired by a crush of mine when I was in New York to lose weight, because I used to feel very insecure about my body, which used to affect my confidence a lot. So those were like the main triggers, as a result of which, you know, I started working out dhire dhire. You know, I started treating this as play. Ki acha workout karna hai. I was into draconian about my approach. Ki I have to be a perfectionist, this, that. And then slowly but surely, I started seeing massive results. And not just in terms of my physical appearance improving, which I expected, but also unexpected results in terms of how good it did for my mental well-being, my overall confidence, my peace of mind. And that's one of the reasons, you know, I say that it's definitely a keystone habit, as Charles Duhigg calls it. You know, Charles Duhigg, the author, calls it a keystone habit in his book, The Power of Habit. A keystone habit is any habit that leads to many other secondary habits also, or, you know, like has this domino effect in your life. And that's exactly what fitness has done. Now it's made me a lot more confident, a lot more expressive. And, you know, I'm pretty sure we'll cover all of these points over the course of this podcast. I would suggest that every person include fitness to be a part of his or her lifestyle, albeit a small part, depending upon whatever your life circumstances will be. And we'll talk about, you know, some of the ways in which you can do that as the podcast progresses.
Awesome, bro. So let's just say that there's a one person like me, for example, they want to start with their journey of physical fitness. What can they start out with? Like, what's like a plan that you can give them that, okay, try out this thing, and then slowly, once you are in it for about 3-4 months, then you can progress into this thing. Sort of like a guide for beginners on how can they start with, maybe let's say gymming, or if they cannot go to the gym, how can they use the home workout routine? What exactly can they do to get themselves fitter?
100%. So it depends upon what your goal is, right? So some people want to become maybe fitness influencers, right? In which case their goals are going to be, they'll have harder goals compared to, say, you know, people who might want to simply incorporate fitness into their life to feel better about their physical appearance, or to feel better about themselves mentally. What I would say is, look, I personally would recommend joining a gym, only because at the gym, you know, you get inspired by a lot of other people who are there. You get this communal sense of purpose at the gym. You have this accountability as well, because of, you know, you having invested money in a gym membership, which definitely isn't all that cheap. And so I would recommend investing in a gym membership. And then once you're going to the gym, maybe 3 days a week, 4 days a week, 5 days a week, observe how people operate. You know, I learned a lot through observing people around me at the gym. Okay, how are these fitness freaks working out? Kabhi kabhi main machines pe baithta tha. I didn't know how exactly a machine works. I used to actually read the instructions on the machine. Of course, it used to be slightly embarrassing, but then how else are you supposed to start? You know, Carl Jung says the fool is the precursor to the savior. Like, you have to be willing to be the fool first, you know, before you end up becoming the savior. So you can get a gym membership. What you could also do is, if you don't want to maybe invest in a gym membership, you could also end up getting some basic equipment back at home. So maybe start with a a couple of dumbbells, just a couple of dumbbells, or maybe a couple of dumbbells and a kettlebell. And uske saath look up exercises online. Acha, basic dumbbell workout, basic kettlebell workout. So you have to be like a very curious person who's learning about fitness also. Then it becomes a lot more fun. Some people, what they do is the mistake that a lot of people end up making is they rely on their trainers 100%. Agar trainer mujhe ye bole, main ye karunga. Trainer agar mujhe wo bole, main wo karunga. You can't completely defer to your trainer. Like, be a student of what you're trying to learn. Be a student of your craft, of your hobby as well. And so that helped me a lot. You know, kabhi I used to geek out like over the weekend, just learning about fitness science, and then experimenting during the working week. Acha, this experiment didn't quite work out. Let me move to some other experiment. So start with that mindset, like a beginner's mindset. Be totally fine with that. And then, as I said, you know, as you keep experimenting, do more of what is working, do less of what is not working. The other thing that I would say is a lot of people end up making the mistake. Acha, they feel fitness is tantamount to doing cardio, or fitness is tantamount to running on a treadmill, which is honestly for me like the most drab, the most mundane, the most boring activity ever. So focus on lifting weights as well. Ye nahi hota ki acha lifting weights ke sath main bahut bulky ho jaunga. You can become bulky, but it'll take you 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, 10 years. It does not happen overnight. So even if you're someone who wants to lose weight, don't simply do cardio, because you might be skinny fat right now. If you do too much cardio, you'll go from skinny fat to skinny. That's what's going to happen. But right. lifting weights will help you, number one, lose weight, which a lot of people don't quite realize. They feel, acha, cardio hi mujhe karna padega, tabhi I'll be able to lose weight. And it'll give your body a more aesthetic appearance, a more toned appearance, and it'll make you stronger as well. So, you know, on a daily basis, you'll feel stronger about yourself. You'll feel as if you're brimming with energy. And so start with basic exercises, and then slowly but surely move to the advanced level stuff, like the compound lifts, like the bench press, the squats, the deadlifts. And yeah, don't be afraid to experiment when you're starting out, because yeah, there's no way in which you'll be able to master it unless you're making mistakes when you're starting out.
Right. I see these really strange videos on YouTube. They say like, 30-day transformation. In just about 90 days, you can transform yourself. How much of that is true and how much of that is just people using steroids, according to you?
So a lot of people end up using steroids. Once you become fairly well-versed with fitness science, you'll just by looking at someone, you'll be able to tell whether this person has attained that physique naturally, or that person has attained that physique through the use of anabolic steroids. And so what I would say is, look, 30-day, 60-day transformations are possible, but you have to make sure that whatever you're doing, and this is a mistake that I made as well. You know, someone who was a hyper perfectionist, I felt that mujhe jo log 60 days lagayenge karne mein, mujhe wo 30 days mein karna hai, you know. So sometimes I used to end up trying to bite off more than I could chew. Maybe 2 weeks, I would be very good, after which I would experience a massive crash as well. And so make sure that whatever you're doing is as sustainable as possible. Unless, of course, okay, you're preparing for a bodybuilding competition, or you're preparing for like some massive shoot that's coming up in 30 days. In which case, okay, you have to go, you have to be operating in 5th gear. You have no choice. You have this deadline. And by this day, you have to be as fit as a fiddle. But if it's not that, then I'd say, honestly, just take the more long-term route, as opposed to, be long-term greedy as opposed to being short-term greedy. So you have to realize that a lot of the fitness influencers, ठीक है, जिसकी photos या videos हम लोग देखते हैं Instagram पे, YouTube पे, you have to realize that fitness is their bread and butter, right? So they'll do whatever it takes to maintain like that chiseled appearance. Bollywood actors, for example, right? Like how good they look on screen is what gives them the big bucks. It is what gives them like the crores and the millions. So it's of paramount importance for them to remain completely fit. And so if that means using anabolic steroids, so be it. But for say college students, right? For you, for other college students, fitness is not your life. It's a part of your life. And so yeah, just make sure whatever approach you end up using is a more sustainable approach, is a more long-term approach. A couple of things that I want to say. Compare, I know this might sound a bit cheesy, but something that helps me whenever I feel that, whenever I feel discouraged about my progress relative to the progress others are making, compare yourself to who you were yesterday, as opposed to comparing yourself to who someone else is today. So that's a mindset that helps me. And look, whatever the transformation is, even the people who end up taking anabolic steroids, ye nahi ki wo log hard work nahi karte. They have to work hard, but realize that, they've put in the hard yards for years now, if not decades. And so the transformation, will not happen overnight. So as long as, you're prepared to be be in it for the long term, then it's going to be much easier, or you'll be able to cultivate the patience that you need to reach your fitness goals.
So one more thing people ask is, what type of exercises should they be doing? Should they be doing all of them on the same day, or should they be going for, complete week, or should they be doing only Monday, Saturday, Sunday? What is that really looking like for you, for just a beginner who's just getting started? What should they think about when they are thinking about like a timetable for their physical fitness routine?
So first, I would say start out small. But think big. Think big, but you can start out small. So शुरू में, a lot of people are like, oh, मेरे पास fitness के लिए time नहीं है because I'm busy with college or exams, or I'm busy with work every single day. मेरे पास time नहीं है. In which case, if you actually don't have time, and that's not just like an excuse that you might be making, start out small. Maybe give yourself 2 days a week, and these could be as short as 20-minute to 30-minute workouts, as simple as that. But even 2 or 3 days a week of 20 minutes or 30 minutes invested into your workout over the long run can have like a massively compounding effect, over the long run. So depending upon whatever your constraints are, I'd say start out small. If you have time on hand, if you have more time on hand, maybe scale it up to like 4 or 5 times a week. Some people end up doing 6 days a week as well. So that depends upon how much you're enjoying it and how much time that you have on hand. Now, when it comes to specific routines, should I devote one day to one body part, or should I do multiple body parts in a day? What I say, again, this is not like a hard and fast rule. I say that you should work out each body part at least 2 times per week. Is what I say. Now, how you structure those workouts, it's up to you, but try hitting each body part at least 2 times per week. But then at the same time, the reason I say it's not a hard and fast rule is because you ought to listen to your body as well. So say, for instance, Ishan, you worked out legs yesterday. Okay, तुमने legs workout किया. Now your legs might be sore, so you don't necessarily have to like work out legs today as well, because your legs might be sore. And so listen to your body. If your legs feel rested, then you could do another leg workout. But if they don't feel rested, then maybe do some other body part. So that's why I think it becomes very important for you to operate with a flexible mind, with a open mind, as opposed to being too dogmatic about some of these things. जब तुम शुरुआत करे हो, I think body weight exercises are a great way to start also. There are lots of YouTube channels where you can, search for body weight exercises. The Body Coach is one of my favorite body weight exercises. Like when I used to be in quarantine during the IPL, जब quarantine चल रहा था, I didn't have access to any equipment. And so I used to honestly look up a lot of guided workouts on the Body Coach's channel. So that's one that I recommend as well, in case, you want to start out with body weight exercises.
Got it. For a lot of people who are vegetarians like me, they need to fulfill their quota for protein, right? So they end up going for protein powders. A lot of people have these myths saying that it's not a good thing to actually take it. What do you think about that from your own experience?
So when it comes to whey protein, I feel there's like absolutely no danger in whey protein. In fact, a lot of doctors as well, they recommend 1 scoop of whey protein per day, for women, for children, for adults, for males as well. So whey protein ke saath, I think there are absolutely no problems. When you're starting out with whey protein, some people do end up having like some digestion issues, because it's a new substance that you're introducing into your body that your body's probably never consumed for like the first 18, 20 years. Maybe for the first few days there might be some digestion issues, but then your body gets used to it. And so start with 1 scoop of whey protein, and you don't necessarily have to get the unflavored one. I get the flavored one. Chocolate is my favorite flavor. I absolutely love it. So it's tasty as well. So that's my take when it comes to whey protein. But then realize that, at the end of the day, these are supplements. What does the word supplement mean? The word supplement means, okay, it's supposed to supplement your primary source of protein. And so don't end up having like 4 or 5 scoops, and don't make whey protein your primary source of protein. I know easier said than done, especially for vegetarians, because there aren't too many lean sources of protein for vegetarians. Which is why I sometimes end up doing 2 scoops a day of whey protein, but then don't end up having like 4 or 5 scoops on a daily basis. Then it's going to absolutely kill your digestive system. But 1 scoop, I would say is definitely something that a lot of people recommend.
All right. Let's talk about dieting, right? Like, what should be a diet plan for someone who's just getting started for weight loss? I know a lot of people have messaged me saying that it's good that you're working out, but then you also have to take care of what is it that you're eating every single day. That's really important. So what do you think is important when they are first starting out with figuring out how much should they intake, what should be the calorie intake be, what foods would you recommend people to take if there's something that actually improves your physical fitness particularly.
100%, 100%. There's this cliche that goes, abs are made in the kitchen, or workout is only 20%, nutrition is 80%. Let me tell you, there's a big correlation, or there's a big relationship between that 20% and that 80%. Because I'm pretty sure you may have realized, Ishan, but when you start working out, it's almost as if like working out kills your junk food cravings. You don't crave as much junk food when you're actually working out. So that's how like the 20% and the 80% complement each other. Okay. Now coming to nutrition, coming to fitness, you're absolutely right about the fact that you cannot have like a horrible nutrition plan and then expect to get results, even though you might be working out. You're always going to be playing catch up if your diet isn't on point. So when it comes to diet, मैं ये बोलूंगा bro, सबसे पहले I would say just absolutely cut out for the most part, cut out refined carbohydrates, simple sugars, simple carbohydrates, usko cut out karo, replace those with complex carbohydrates. So an example that I'll give you is, okay, instead of having white rice, usko change karke maybe start having brown rice. So refined carbohydrates give you like an instant boost in energy, but that instant boost is followed by a crash as well. Sugar, for example, like a chocolate. You have chocolate, instantly you feel like an energy replenishment in energy, but then it's followed by a crash as well. And so your energy levels are very volatile when you're having too much simple sugar, simple carbohydrates, and you feel like this lethargy, and you feel sleepy. So have complex carbohydrates. Like some of the complex carbohydrates that I have like nearly every single day, if not every single day. Oats. I absolutely love oats. I mix my chocolate whey protein with oats, so it's a beautiful taste. Then quinoa is something that I have as well. And look, I mean, keep in mind that it might take a bit of time for you to acquire a taste for these foods. But once you acquire a taste for these, honestly, it won't feel as if you are torturing yourself. And that should not be the case. You should never feel as if what you're eating feels like torture for you. You should not dread what you're eating. So it should be healthy, but at the same time, you can have hacks to make those tastier as well. So try incorporating healthy, tasty foods in your diet. So oats, quinoa, brown rice, mujhe itna farak nahi padta. I end up having brown rice instead of white rice. Peanut butter is something that I absolutely love. It's a healthy source of fat. So you can use peanut butter, lots of nuts. I'm not sure if eggs is something you can have. I'm guessing a lot of vegetarians can't have eggs, but there are some like vegetarians. Yeah, there are some vegetarians who end up, avoiding, or there are some people who end up avoiding meat, but they end up having eggs as well. So eggs, again, something that I find very, very tasty. But for the most part, मैं ये बोलूंगा, avoid the simple sugars, the simple carbohydrates. Number 2, try eating healthy 80% of the time. Don't make it 100%. Otherwise, you might just, end up, you'll feel miserable about yourself. You'll feel as though, I'm putting myself through torture. And if you put yourself through torture, then you'll end up using chocolates and whatnot, as pick-me-ups. So you don't want that to happen. So try eating healthy 80% of the time. And the other, like rule that I use for myself is no 2 cheat meals in a row. So say for instance, okay, I end up having a cheat meal for lunch today. I'll try not to have a cheat meal for dinner as well. So no 2 cheat meals in a row. Like a cheat meal should be followed by a healthier meal. So those are like the the rules of thumb that I follow for myself.
Awesome, bro. Just to wrap this up, what are some mistakes that you've seen people make, and what would you just tell to the audience that is still watching this video till the very end?
Yeah. So I have quite a few points. Okay. I'll quickly go over them. This I've covered, I mentioned a couple of times throughout the video. A big mistake that a lot of people make, being perfectionist or being hyper perfectionist, कि मुझे workout भी करना है, मुझे diet भी fix करना है, मुझे सब कुछ एक साथ करना है. Don't try and bite off more than you can chew. Have a phased approach. Would help me a lot. शुरू में when I started working out, bro, I told myself, Anubhav, तुम्हारी जो diet है will remain the same. Eat whatever naan, dal, butter chicken, paneer butter masala you want to eat, but at the same time make sure that you're actually working out well. Then उसके बाद धीरे-धीरे, once I started seeing lots of results on the workout front, मुझे लगा यार Anubhav, I can catalyze these results if I start, eating healthier. So eating healthy was just, it wasn't कि अच्छा every single day मुझे healthy खाना है. It was okay, maybe two times a week I might just end up having a salad. So use a phased approach as opposed to being too much of a perfectionist. Then the other thing is, okay, you're working out. Don't have this mindset कि workout is at the expense of your other commitments. Honestly, when you invest 20 to 30 minutes on a daily basis working out, it gives you a lot more energy. It gives you that feel good factor which helps you carry out the other work and other college related stuff that you have. So they complement each other as opposed to, being at odds with each other. I talked about this. Don't do too much cardio. Like focus on lifting as well. And in fact, when you're starting out, you can take advantage of the fact that you can lose weight and gain muscle at the same time, which doesn't happen once you're advanced. So when you're starting out, take advantage of that, losing fat and gaining muscle at the same time. So in addition to whatever cardio you might be doing, don't be afraid to lift. Experiment with different programs as many as possible. Your workout should not feel like work to you. It should feel like play to you. And so I feel there's a perfect workout that's out there for everyone. If you're someone who doesn't like lifting, try yoga. If you're someone who doesn't like yoga, try Pilates. So experiment with different workouts until you find your perfect match. Have rest days as well. So instead of actually working out like 7 days a week, maybe work out 6 days a week or 5 days a week, have 1 or 2 rest days. When you have that good momentum going for yourself, you absolutely hate resting, because it's so addictive when you're in the zone, when you're enjoying working out. But make sure that you have at least 1 rest day on a weekly basis. And the other thing, which I think is very, very underrated, is that it's because I pay the price now. Shuru mein, when I was working out, I wouldn't stretch at all. I wouldn't stretch. तो उस समय चल जाता था, but as you keep aging, as your bones maybe become like slightly weaker, or you don't quite have the same youthful energy within you, that's when it comes back to bite you. So make sure that you're stretching as well, because that's going to increase your range of motion when you're working out. And later in life, when you've aged, you won't quite feel as much pain as you would have if you're lifting heavy without quite stretching.
Awesome, bro. Thank you so much for joining me here. It was great learning from you. To all the people who are watching this video, if you have any questions, please drop them in the comment section. Also take a look at his channel to learn more about the same things. And man, you make some amazing skits and some amazing videos.
Thank you so much, Ishan. And there's one more point. This I probably should have mentioned this at the very start of the podcast. Ishan is a budding fitness influencer. I've been inspired by his reels. He's been posting lots of these reels and whatnot on Instagram. So definitely make sure that you follow Ishan's fitness journey as well, because I'm pretty sure, just like, he's proven on the business front, I think he's destined for great things on the fitness front as well.
Thanks a lot, bro. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ishan.
I hope this video was insightful. I hope you got to learn something from this. Please share this with a friend of yours. I do not make such videos on this channel, but let me know if you want to see more of these. I have joined the gym the last 3 months, have been an amazing experience for me. And yeah, that's all I have for you today. You can take a look at the description for more information, for more guides on how can you create your diet better and other information as well. I'll see you in the next one. Also take a look at Anubhav's social handles, all linked in the description. You can take a look at my Instagram and Twitter as well with the link in the description. I'll see you again. Bye-bye.